So, as it sounds like might be a little bit of a theme here, my story also does involve the police. Not every good drinking story has to, but there's definitely more evidence in the morning if it does. So, a few years ago, my friends and I went on vacation to the Wisconsin Dells. And, apparently maybe there's other stories to come of it, but and by vacation I mean we started drinking every day at 8 o'clock in the morning and finished up right about the time we all blacked out. So that Friday night we decided to go bar hopping, and we went to, have any of you guys been to Wisconsin Dells? Show of hands, nice. So we went to Nig's, we had a swig with Nig. We went to Showboat and countless other bars that I had a credit card tab at. And as we left the last bar, I got outside, and about 3 to 5 feet outside the bar, I realized that I still had to go to the bathroom.
Oh, God.
And as I turned around and I looked back at the bar, I realized if I walked back in, I was probably going to have another 5 to 10 drinks before I walked back out. So I thought the responsible thing to do would be to find somewhere to go to the bathroom, not inside of a bar. This is what I thought. And as I looked out in the street, for those of you that have been to the Dells, the traffic between each direction, there's a divide of about 6 to 8 feet wide that has big pottery plants and trees, kind of like what Michigan Avenue looks like. And this seemed like the most responsible place for me to go to the bathroom at 1 o'clock in the morning. So as I walked over into the middle of the street and proceeded to do what I needed to do, one of my good friends apparently came to the same conclusion and joined me taking care of business in the middle of downtown Wisconsin Dells. So as we're doing what we had to do, one of my friends just immediately yells out, "Run!" And if you hear someone yell "run," you run, right? So we start taking off as fast as we can down the street. Now, unfortunately, as fast as you can is a relative term when you have your pants around your ankles. If you've ever seen a toddler run across the room, that was me and my good friend Arden booking down the street. Okay? So as we are waddling as fast as you possibly can with your pants down around your ankles, I get about 50 feet, which felt like 3 miles, and I turn around to see why I have to run. And I see about a 5'4" Wisconsin Dells police officer who's probably about as wide as he is tall chasing after us. Now, I'm not an Olympic sprinter, but there's no way this guy's going to catch me. There's no way. I can beat this guy. I got this. As long as I can get my pants up from around my ankles, which is a lot harder when you're waddling full speed down the street, drunk out of your mind. So as I'm waddling, I decide to reach down and did some somersault, tumble, clusterfuck move into a streetlight, at which point I decided to surrender myself over to the police officer by just saying, "I'm done." My good friend turns around and sees me laying there and continues to run with his pants around his ankles for about another 50 feet until this 300-pound police officer becomes super cop and does a horizontal, like, flying move and takes him down into the concrete. Right? So now we're both arrested, and we ended up going to the police station, and they tell my friends, "Hey, you know, give us a call in an hour. We'll tell you if your friends are going to get released tonight or if they have to spend the weekend in jail." Oh. So we get to the police station, and I'm handcuffed to the bench, and my buddy's handcuffed to me on the other side. And it's right about now that it starts to set in for my friend that we're not going to get let go. Like, this is it. Like, we're actually getting arrested. This is real now. You're handcuffed in a police station. And there's 2 things that you need to know about my friend Arden. The first is he's a very devout Catholic. And the second is, when he drinks, he thinks he's Justin Timberlake. Right? So, as we're sitting there, he starts bawling. He starts crying and pleading to the officer, "Officer, I can't get arrested. I'm a good person. I go to church every Sunday, and I dance my heart out for God. Please don't arrest me." And the cop doesn't even look up from his paper. He just keeps writing, trying to ignore it as best he can. Arden apparently has not seen any, like, CSI, that when they tell you everything you say can and will be used against you, including "I dance my heart out for God," he didn't get that part. So he proceeds to continue. And at this point, he now stands up, and in his best Justin Timberlake spaz-out fashion, starts dancing in front of the officer to prove that he goes to church on Sundays and dances for God. This cop stands up without saying a word, walks over and handcuffs him to the other end of the bench. So another few minutes goes by, the police officer finishes up his reports, and he comes over and says, okay, here's the deal. I'm writing up 2 citations for both of you. One for public urination, which I can't argue with, and the other for resisting arrest, which at this point I've gotten bold enough to say, I disagree, officer. And here's why. You never identified yourself as a police officer when I started running. And number 2, I gave myself up to a light post. You didn't have to chase me down. I gave up. Albeit, you didn't have an object, but I did surrender. So, the police officer says, well, that's fine. You have 1 of 2 options. You can either A, plead your case to a judge on Monday morning, be it it's Friday, or B, you can pay your fine, which is $398.10. I remember to the penny because each copy of the ticket was 5 cents processing, plus the $398. Just a tip, if you ever get arrested in the Wisconsin Dells, they do take American Express. And you can get double points for that. I actually still have the receipt, I swear to God, for $398.10. So, as we're on our way out of the police station, I feel that half my tickets are undeserved, and I feel I deserve some type of compensation for being handcuffed to drunk Justin Timberlake over here for the last hour as the police officer was processing his paperwork. So, as we're walking out, we're still in custody behind lock-up doors. There was a big box that had toys in it that said Toys for Tots.
Oh, God. Oh, boy.
Now, I'm big on charity. I'm not big on stealing. However, I felt it was owed to me. So I put my hand in the box and I removed a Toucan Sam stuffed animal doll, which I then proceeded to tuck under my shirt and walk out of the police station. By the time I got to the SUV, it was out the window as I was screaming, "Fuck the cops, I got your Toucan Sam." And we drove all the way back to the house we rented with me screaming this at the top of my lungs. Now, I'm a grown man, and I don't want to admit it, but I was pretty attached to this stuffed animal. I felt like we had a connection. I felt that I spent good money on this. And I was very proud of what I had done. Maybe not rightfully so, but I was very proud. So as I sat there shoving this thing in everyone's face, telling them that I had Toucan Sam and no one could stop me, my friend Arden was still a little upset about his incarceration and $400 fine. He proceeded to take my Toucan Sam, and this is still a little emotional to talk about, and proceeded to rip off his beak, his wings, and his tail, and every ounce of stuffing, and threw every bit of it to the corners of the room. And I have no problem admitting, I have no shame to say I cried uncontrollably for 30 minutes on that couch because I lost my Toucan Sam. Thank you guys very much.
It's so funny on multiple levels, but was that your... One of the things that you said that this takes place at the Wisconsin Dell, half the crowd laughs right there. Which I love is great. I also love, was that your first night for the trip, Friday night?
No, that was actually our second night. The first day, we ended up getting kicked out of 2 different resort parks for playing bumper cars with go-karts. They really didn't like that.
You guys probably went outside and, well, it can't get any worse.
Actually, no, the worst part is the person that had to drive to pick us up from the police station was the only sober person that night, and everyone else was so hammered from the previous 2 nighs, they didn't want to go out drinking with him on Saturday. So on Saturday, he broke down in tears, flipping out, because no one wanted to go drinking with him on Saturday. So, like, there was all kinds of male crying. It was very heartfelt. It was tough.
All right, let's do at least probably one question for Brian.
We got a text question.
Go ahead.
Why were you peeing with your pants around your ankles?
You know what that actually is? I had that question before. And the best answer I have for that is I was trying not to get any on myself. And I don't think I succeeded, to be honest, once I started running, because I wasn't done. Like it was a pretty hot mess.
We can probably do one more question for Brian if we have it. Brian, tell him, what do you do for a living? Because this was hilarious.
So, well, I try to keep it a little anonymous because unfortunately I do work with a little bit of the public, and I've done a great job trying to remove videos from YouTube. Let's just say I'm a general manager, not a district manager. Let's just say I've had to pay people to remove videos from YouTube. On more than one occasion. But I'm a general manager in the retail world.
In the retail world.
In the retail world.
All right, well, whatever you're doing it right. Let's hear it for Brian!